views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real.
Monica, this is for you, baby. Miss Bojangles herself, allegedly. Monica, this is for you, baby. Miss Bojangles herself, allegedly. I know you're just an avatar, but baby, you fine as heck. Yeah, I know you're just an avatar, but baby girl, you wear it real well, Monica. You are the finest, yeah. Baby girl, they pressed to find ya, yeah. You might be a Grand Theft Auto character, yeah. Monica, avatar, but baby girl, you fine as heck. Yeah, I know you just an avatar, but baby girl, you wear it well, Monica. You are the finest, yeah. Baby girl, they pressed to find ya.
So what's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? I sorry for changing the time of the show a whole bunch of times. I had something to do. Everything's fine. Let me just rip off the Band-Aid. Nobody is deceased. Nobody has fallen ill or anything like that. Nothing of that is going on. But it is kind of like a serious topic. So, but let me say what's up to the people before we start. What's up, Renee? What's up, Dom Down? Thank you for being here. What's up, Winnie? I will fall into my grave. Yo, it ushered does the Avatar song. Somebody, they need to get me at the Super Bowl right now. Me and Avatar Vincent. What's up, Ingrid? What's up, V? What's up, cousin Stephanie? What's up, Tasha? What's up, Erica? What's up, Winnie? What's up, Super K? What's up, Joyful? What's up, Lisa? Who else we got here? Juanita. What's up, Deborah C? What's up, Just Curious? Shout out to everybody for being here. What's up, Empress? What's up, Smooth? All right, so this is what's going on. So I was talking to my mom the other day, right? And y'all see my video, right? I'll actually repost it again, but I did a video where I did my ancestry, DNA, and all that stuff, right? And I got my results. This was early in my YouTube career, so a lot of y'all might not have seen it. So yeah, I'll repost it again, right? And so I swore I told her about it because she said something about like, oh, I would never do that because they're going to get your DNA. And you know how black folks do, when black folks start their conspiracy theories and they're like, they're going to take your DNA and then do this and that with it. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I thought I had told her that I did it. And that's the reason why she told me. And so I was just talking to her casually about it, right? Empress know what I'm talking about, yeah. And so I was talking to her about it casually, and I was talking about how, I had found like a family member, and this family member is not connected to my Turner side. Y'all already know my name is Andre Turner II. Hell, y'all know about the Day thing too. So y'all know everything. So I ain't exposing nothing that's not already out there, right? And this person is not connected to my Turner side. Now, they're also not connected to my paternal grandmother either. So yeah, that person that y'all was doxing saying that's my mom, yeah, that's actually my grandmother, bitch. But anyway, why do people dox? But anyway, so they're not connected to the South Carolina lineage and all that stuff either, because I have a great uncle on my Turner side, and then I have like a second or third cousin on my grandma's side that I'm connected to on Ancestry, but they're not connected to this one family member. And so she had actually hit me up and she was like, hey, I didn't have a close relationship with my dad. And, but her last name is something totally different. I didn't have a close relationship with my dad. And, this is kind of like why I wanted to do the ancestry, because I wanted to, see who else is out there, my family and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's interesting because my mom doesn't really know who her dad is. He wasn't in her life and stuff like that. And so she was like, oh, okay. And she gave me the name, and the name didn't register at all. It's definitely not the same last name as my parents, right? Or not my parents, as my mom. So I was like, okay, I don't know how this family member is even involved. And also on this lineage too, there's a lot of Wilsons connected to me. Does anybody have the last name Wilson in here? Dox yourself. Does anybody have the last name Wilson? I'm connected to a whole bunch of Wilsons too. I don't know why, but especially they connect you with these people. But I'm related to a lot of Wilsons as well too. But moving on. But the woman who I found, she's retired. She lives in Las Vegas. Well, I probably shouldn't be telling. Oh, who cares? She lives in Vegas and stuff like that. We haven't met ever, but this was back in 2020 when I did this and we connected. So I'm related to some Wilsons too. Oh, me and Joyful are related. Okay, cool. But anyway, so she follows me on Facebook, on my personal Facebook and stuff like that. And from time to time, we'll like each other posts and stuff like that, but I haven't talked to her. So I was telling my mom about this and she was like, oh, you never told me about this. And I was like, no, I thought I told your ass. Because also when I did that video, my dad commented on that video and he was like, oh, well, I'm glad that, we're connected, because I would definitely hit your mom up for some money, for child support and everything, for lying about the DNA. So I swore I told my mom that, but she says that I didn't. And she was all like, yeah, I knew your dad was your dad because you look like him, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, he said he glad it worked out, because if it didn't, he would definitely, he'd sue him for his money. So anyway, that's here nor there. So my dad is my dad. If you see my dad, you'll see me in him, right? Anyway, so she was like, oh, that'd be cool. She was like, always, she was like, I don't even know what my dad looked like. I don't remember. I don't have those memories, blah, blah, blah. And, kind of, so my maternal grandmother, she's no longer living. But, if you got old school grandparents, you can't ask them all those kind of questions and stuff like that. And mind you, my grandparents were deceased like in my younger, well, I'm still, I'm not old, but in my younger years. Like my grandma passed away when I was like 19 or 20. And so these kind of conversations, I never had those deep conversations like where we come from, like what's our family history. And, I just never, and then, like I said, with old school parents, those kind of conversations, you stay in a child's place. I couldn't have those kind of conversations. With my Turner and Graham side, talking about the paternal side, my father's side, I know more of like my lineage and stuff like that. Like I know who's a Turner, I know, who's a Graham. I know all those names. All those names connect with me, right? But as far as Deborah knew what I'm talking about. Shout out to all my old heads, by the way. But Deborah know what I'm talking about. They take everything to the grave. And so that's basically what it is. And shout out to everybody else coming in the room. They take everything to the grave. So like those kind of conversations, like I couldn't really have. But I've been curious. Like for example, my eye disease is called keratoconus. It's very rare. And so basically what that means is that my eyes are shaped like a cone. That's why I had to have a cornea transplant to get that corrected. And so there's things like that I would like to know, like, oh, well, did that come from his side? My grandmother had vision problems, but she didn't have this. Like, this is like I ain't never heard of. My eye condition is like one in every thousand or something like that. It's very rare. Moving on, there's certain health things that you want to know, and just um, if you can bridge that gap. Um, so I do know his name, but that's about it. And I know that he would live in LA. Now, I don't know his origin and where he came from. I just know LA. And it's so crazy because I've always had this thing like I always want to move to LA. I wanted to go to LA. I never knew why, but I always wanted to go to LA. And my mom was actually born in LA. So Hawthorne and Compton, that area, that's kind of like their neck of the woods right there. And then they moved to the Bay Area. Um, but anyway, so that's where my family would be. The only thing I can tell you about my grandma, I know she originally came from Arkansas. But back in the day, you didn't want to live in the country. Like all them country bumpkins, they moved out to the West because there was more opportunity. Shout out to all my country bumpkins. But you know the story. You know the whole Great Migration story, how the black people moved out the South and they moved to the East, West, Midwest. Yeah, that's kind of like my origin story. So yeah, but I know she's originally from Arkansas. But other than that, I don't know anything about him. So what I've been thinking about doing is, how like those crazy viral stories on TikTok and shit like that, like how they've been able to find people. I was like, what if I did like one of those videos on TikTok? Like, I'm not, and my whole thing is not, oh, I'm trying to go viral, but like, what if I could find him? And now necessarily, let me tell you something, because I had to do the math. Um, my grandparents would be like in the 80s, 90s if they were still alive. And shout out to everybody in the 80s and the 90s. But if they were still alive, they'd be in the 80s and 90s. So I'm not doing this in the sense of like, oh, he's still alive. It'll be great. It'll be great if he is still alive. But I know um a possibility he can be deceased. So if he's deceased, I mean, we don't know him, so it wouldn't be any, tears or anything like that. It'll be like, oh, but it'd be nice to see like, did he have other kids? Like, who is his, those kind of question. You know what I mean? My mom moved from Beaumont, Texas to Cali. And I'm in Austin. I'm in the Great Migration. Okay, see. You know what I'm talking about, Deborah. So yeah, so that's kind of like all I really know. And I do have more information, like I can give more details, but they're just limited. The only thing that I can, really say is that he had 3 children with my grandmother. My uncle, the one the one y'all say I'm using and all this stuff. Then my mom, and then my uncle who's deceased. So I don't want to have that conversation with him and is still alive. So if y'all want to tell him that, one of his children is deceased, you can definitely go ahead and let him know, because I don't want to have that conversation. But yeah. So the information and details that I have is very minimal. So I don't know if anybody could really help with this, but TikTok been able to do some amazing things. So I've been thinking about, well, I was going to do a video on YouTube and I was going to do one on TikTok as well too. So the reason why I wanted to have this meeting is because I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it. Like, do you think it's a dumb idea? Or, and like I said, no matter what the results are, like, it is what it is. Like I don't like my grandparents would be like in the 80s and 90s. I did the calculations and everything like that. So we gonna get what we gonna get, right? No, I haven't. Can you do it online, or do I need to go there in person? Yeah, I could definitely try that. I just don't know if they would know like their last known address, and that would be. I think the only thing I could do is probably like maybe ask like, hey, can I see your birth certificate or something and figure out the hospital, but I don't know if that would work. So public records. And the name is very like generic too. It's not like a name that would like stick out like as far as like, oh yeah, there's only one of a kind there, because I did look on Facebook and social media and stuff like that. It would be therapeutic experience. Never met my bro, dad, but spoke to him for the first time a few years ago. The healing was indescribable. Oh, that's great. Indescribable. Everyone deserves to know where they come from. Boom. Yes, yes, yes. Uh, Princess, you got to rewind back a little bit. It's too emotional to go over again. As long as your parents are who you thought they were, that's important to me. Yes, exactly. And like I said, whatever, my my mom is in her 50s, so whatever kind of family secret or anything that went, we don't mind exposing that or anything like that. The Census Bureau information. Okay, okay, so public records and Census Bureau. Okay, now I will say this. My mom wants to know, but I have not had that conversation with my uncle at all. My uncle is more like, oh, it is what it is, whatever. So that's why I was all like, okay, it's kind of just me and my mom, but he would have the most information, even though he's only like a couple of years older than my mom, you know? That's about right. It's festive season. All YouTubers will be start having issues. It's the oldest get. Wait, hold on, Nikki. What they got to do with anything? We trying to find my grandpappy. Nikki, don't be bringing that shit in here. We trying to find my grandpappy. Like we ain't. Don't come in here and fuck the move. Damn it. Uh, Shout out to Nikki, but don't come over here and F up the mood. My mom never knew her biological dad either. I struggle saying that word. I'm sorry. She's been finding siblings all over the globe lately. Oh wow. Okay. If you're looking for people, Ancestry has helped me a lot. Yeah, yeah, Ancestry. Like I said, Princess, is your last name Wilson? I have a whole bunch of Wilsons in my thing. I don't know why, but I have a whole bunch of Wilsons. People can live a long time. 80s and 90s, they can still be here. If not, maybe first cousins could be a good link. Yes, definitely. Um, and the last name just doesn't the last name that my mom has just doesn't register at all. Like I didn't see that in my family tree at all. So what I was actually wondering, like, well, did the names change? But also with Ancestry, the thing is too, they have to take the test in order for it to like link exactly. So that's why it links you with so many second cousins and stuff like that. If your immediate family didn't take it, it's not going to link you with nobody. Or especially if they didn't take that one, Ancestry. They could have did 21 and Me and all that stuff. Oh, since that's the Y chromosome. Okay. My cousins are Wilsons, my aunt's husband. Oh my God, Princess, we're related too. Who else said they was a Wilson? Or they have Wilson, Joyful, right? Joyful said she got Wilson. So me, Princess, and Joyful are probably all related. But again, I don't know why that name is significant because that's not the last name, that resonates with me. Now there's a W. Now, there's a W that connects, but not a Wilson. I just don't know why that kept coming up in my ancestry. I will say finding my long lost siblings brought up a lot of deep rooted trauma. Oh, okay. What's up, Jayla? What's up, Bethany? Rewind a little bit. I may not want to know. Yeah, that's the other thing, Diva. Yeah. I was all like, he may not. Yeah, so. But again, he was young too. So what kind of information would he have? I found people way before I took the test. It still links and gives addresses. Oh, it gave you addresses too? Oh, you must have paid the 29.99. See, I just had the 9.99 and then I got rid of it. I would start. I got to do it again and do the paid one, so then I can try to find the connections. I would search on Ancestry, like they said. Okay, yeah, and see that's the problem because I took the Ancestry, but no one is connecting back to the last name. And I'll tell you guys the last name. Y'all ready? One, two, three. Vaughn. Vaughn is the last name. Vaughn. Vaughn. That's the last name that didn't connect, but that's my mom's last name. Well, my two uncles and my mom, Vaughn. Um, okay, I'll try that. My great grandfather is a Wilson. I'm in touch with his side of the family. Okay, I have to look where the Wilson, what they said, like the Wilsons were and stuff like that. Because Joyful, that'd be crazy. Oh, what that? Oh, a commercial. That'd be crazy if Joyful is like the missing link or something like that. Try doing 23andMe also to see if it gives you any additional information. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do the 23. I already gave my DNA, so I might as well give more DNA, right? But I'll do 23andMe and see if that links me to anyone too. 82, am I recalling correctly? Isn't some folks in your family witnesses? My grandmother, that's on my paternal side. She was a Jehovah Witness. Yeah, she was a Jehovah Witness. But Graham is the last name for her, though. I gotta go to South. Shout out to everybody in South Carolina. I gotta go back to South Carolina. I haven't been there since I was like a little kid. I wonder why my dad was so Hispanic and into salsa in a band. They are Cuban, so here I am. Oh, okay, Kimmy. Okay, you Cuban. Shout out to all the Cubans out there. Um, Ancestry give you your pics from other people uploading related. Yeah, I see. I didn't see any pictures or anything like that, or at least anybody I was connected to posted any pictures. That's why I'm all like, I think I need to buy the higher plan so then I can actually look through everything and stuff like that. Don't tell me me and Deborah are related. What? What? Okay, Deborah, hit me up via email and we'll talk a little bit more. Wow, that is crazy. The Census Bureau and all kinds of documents are in there. I started paying after I saw stuff. I'm all the way in slavery. Wow. Okay, Princess, I'm gonna have to link up with you too, so you can teach me how to like look at all that too. And by the way, like my stuff all says the Carolinas. Like that's where the slave ship dropped us off at is in the Carolinas. So even though my maternal grandma is from Arkansas, she started in the Carolinas too. All y'all could be related. That's so sweet. I know we all could be related. Isn't that crazy? You need to start with your DNA ancestry and sites like that are only good if the person who is relative is actually your relative. Right, Dom Down. You're right. I did 23andMe 82 so we can see if your cousin. Okay, I'll do 23andMe and then let's see if we're connected. Definitely. We need a chit chat on the side. Yeah, definitely. Okay, Joyful, hit me up too. I'm 51 and my mother won't tell me who my father is. It is important to know who you are, who your people are. Yes, definitely. And peace be still. I don't know if you're one of the people like I don't want to get my DNA, but do Ancestry, do 23andMe, do it, and at least it'll connect you with some cousins, and then you can kind of build that relationship. So I would definitely say that since she doesn't want to give you any information. It's kind of like one of those things they're gonna take it to the grave kind of thing, unfortunately. Once you start, it's a long rabbit hole. You will spend a lot of time there. First update the membership to get additional information. Yes, Autumn, I'll definitely do that. Wait, did y'all send me any money so I can do? Shit, might as well ask for $1 or two. Shut up, don't judge me, judge your mama. But shit, might as well ask for $1 or two. But um, but no, I'll update. I'll update the membership. I had to throw a little jokey joke in there. We was getting too deep for a minute. I did ancestry for my test. Oh, you did? Okay, we'll have to hook up behind the scenes. My dad is from Arkansas, migrated to Tennessee and Chicago. Oh, wow. Princess, that is crazy. Wow. I know in a way, technically, we're all, linked. But yeah, that'd be crazy if we are linked together. It linked me to my father's actual grandmother, who was a slave owner's wife. Not the one that I initially met. I found it through Ancestry. That's how I found out. Oh, wow. Um, I lost a whole summer looking into my family. Laugh out loud. My mom's side is harder because she's Caribbean. Okay. Oh, and another detail. I'm under the impression that we are like American black. I don't know. I don't have any Caribbean in me, and I don't. Oh, thank you, Joyful. I appreciate that. The Grandpappy. Yes, if you'd like to donate to the Grandpappy Fund, that'd be great. Um, Thank you, Joyful. I appreciate that. Really, I do. Um, yeah, I don't think we have any Caribbean, even though I know technically the slaves were in the Caribbean before they got to the Americas. So that would be our only connection to the Caribbean. But for the most part, I believe we were, straight here. My dad's family never left the North Carolina after the ship. I'm probably all of your. Yeah, you probably are too. Like I said, down Myrtle Beach. My grandma was from Myrtle Beach. So if you have any family members in South Myrtle Beach area, yeah, we definitely probably are connected in some way. But all through the Carolinas though, but mostly everybody kind of went to Myrtle Beach. Um, yes, I need to reach out to. Yes, 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 definitely Tennessee index because I have. Oh, you hit a wall. Okay. The Caribbean is hard. There are barely any records. Yeah, yeah. I know that has to be deep. I don't know if I. I mean, like you said, once you kind of start, you just go into a rabbit hole, and so you'll kind of just find things. But yeah, that's deep. How you can go that far back into like slavery and stuff like that. And just think 1865 was like over 100 and some years ago, so it's still within a certain time period. Oh, that is wild, y'all, just thinking about it. Yeah, but I've been kind of sitting on this since yesterday. Like I had told you guys, yeah, I'm gonna go live. I have a few pre-recorded videos that I'm gonna drop, and it totally this whole thing been messing with my mind. It kind of overtook all of that, so I'm all like, yo, what if I can like actually do this and pull this shit off, it's an emotional process to look that far back. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, so I've been kind of thinking, and she doesn't know that I'm doing this either. Well, I mean, there's some of y'all who probably y'all probably gonna try to get all in my business, but it's fine. I don't mind. Um, but yeah, she doesn't know I'm doing this. It's kind of like a thing that I'm doing. Did I ask my family for permission to do this? No. Do I care about their permission to do this? No. I'm grown. I'm the celebrity in the family, and so I'm gonna do whatever I want. That's how I feel. I saw that my great great grandfather was willed to his slave master. Wait, what? He originally had no last name. Oh, wow. Yeah, because I know that's where we get our last name. We get, well, for people who don't know history, Black Americans, we get our last name from our slave masters. And so in the Caribbean too, I think as well too. I'm telling my mom. Yeah. Listen, I probably already said way too much than what I was supposed to. Um, but like I said, I think it'll just be cool just to kind of loosen up that end right there, just to be all like, all right, well, I tried to find out, didn't work, so here we go. And also, if y'all know who my grandpappy is, let him know that I don't have any money. So, so yeah, it's completely fine if you can't find him. Let him know we ain't got no money. If he go like, oh, they ain't got no money, I don't want nothing to do with them, I'll be cool with that. I will be cool. As long as I make the effort to find my grandpappy, that's all I care about. I can pull up document and share my screen so you can see it. Oh, you can? Are you available right now, Princess? Oh, let me see if I can. I'm gonna try to get you the link. Hold on. We're trying to find the grandpappy. No commercials, please. Okay. Okay, here you go, Princess. Hold on, I just posted the link. What's up, Casey? Oh, and another thing too, let me just answer this real quick because originally this was going to be members, but now it's not, right? Anything that I had to say or wanted to say, I don't have to do it behind the membership. I just choose to because again, I do think that your YouTube page should be clean and there's a lot of stuff that I can be open and honest about that I necessarily don't want to share. But anything that I need to say to anybody, I don't mind saying to their face. Like, no, they can't beat me up. If you can't whip my ass, then I'm not afraid to say anything about you. That's it. So yeah, like let's not get it twisted that I'm afraid or like come on now. Y'all need to stop. Ain't nobody slapped me yet. Until I get slapped or jumped or beat up, I'ma still talk my ish. So I don't know why y'all keep playing these games like, oh, I'm a leak out information and do this. No, you ain't doing nothing. All you doing is irritating me. Right? You can't beat me up, so like, okay. These people will be bold on the internet. I'll be like, okay, well, you can't beat me up, so okay, who cares? These people are about 5'2". If you 5'2", you definitely can't step to me because we can't even see eye to eye. So I don't even know. Like, 5'2", talking shit about you gonna do X, Y, and Z to me. You better stop. I don't get why I'm like so. I'm telling you, these people be talking to me crazy. And then y'all wonder why I be cussing people out. No, they be talking to me crazy. What's up, Princess? How you doing?
Hey, love.
How's it going?
It's going good. Starting my vacation, but they left me a lot of homework to do, so I'm trying to get done what that is.
Oh man, do you have like a time limit to do it before before the end of the week or next week?
Yeah, got a few things to do by the end of the week. I got something to do tonight by midnight, so I was in the middle of that. Something to do tomorrow, then 3 papers due by various days between like Sunday and Monday or whatever. So I'll be good. Once I sit down and write a paper, I'll be good.
Okay, cool. I won't take up too much of your time. But you said you were gonna share your screen?
Yeah, I'm in here. I want to just kind of go straight to it Because
Okay.
people love the dogs. Well,
Right. You want to get to that particular screen, so you ain't got to
slash
worry.
mama.
Right. That's why I don't even care about people knowing my real name anymore. Like I was like, well, I didn't try to hide it. I mean, AT2 is, it's my name, but
Yeah, and I haven't been in here in a while. Wow. Okay, so I've got like this very elaborate family tree. Because
mm,
my dad had 8 siblings. One of them died at like birth or whatever. But
oh wow.
he had 8 siblings, and like you talking about, each of them had like some of them had a gaggle of kids themselves. Like this person had 11 kids, this person had 10 kids, whole bunch of shit. And I see now they're trying to put AI on this. What do you mean? I don't care
AI
about
on
it.
it.
AI. I want to know facts. So where? Okay, so facts. Okay, here it is. I see the 1860 census. What I'm looking for is this paper that specifically his will. So what happened was the slave master. Well, we can go to the slave schedules too.
Mm,
The slave master willed him to his son. And let me show you this first. So this is what a slave schedule looks like for those who don't know. I know I didn't know, so I know for damn sure a lot of other motherfuckers don't know. A slave schedule was when the slave owner, they had to account for all the slaves in their on the plantation, but the slaves never had names. They just said, "Oh, I got one boy. He was 12 years old. Boom, boom, boom," and they put it under the name. So let me show you this tab. Okay, there you go.
okay. All right. I'm gonna give you the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm putting it
It's
up.
there. It's ready.
Okay. Oh, let me
So
take that.
this is the slave schedule. So I have to pull it out so you can see the whole thing. So right here, like this is one slave owner. So he had, well, it goes from
What's
6
that name
to
right there? Can you read the cursive?
that. I don't know. It looks like Springer or something like that. Calvin Springer,
Ooh.
something. And everything was written by hand. So this goes from 6 all the way to 36. So that means he had 30 slaves. So these lines,
Oh,
that's 27-year-old female. So they don't have names. So this is my great great grandfather's slave uh, master. His name is Joseph Henney. So he was 48 in a male. Okay. And so
mm-hmm.
these are all his slaves. I think he had like 80 slaves or something like that. So it spills over to this page and this page. And so you can see at the top number of slaves, age, sex, color. Okay, so most of them are black, but every once in a while you'll see an M.
Oh, from mulatto, right?
Mulatto means somebody fucked on somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, really? I mean, one of y'all fucked on these people. This is a baby right here, 4 out of 12. 4-month-old baby, slave. So this 2-year-old baby, slave, 25. So these age ranges can be like different. So this was like the whole slave schedule for
Right. And what year is that, Princess?
1860.
1860. Wow.
Okay, take this down till I pull up the other one. So
Okay.
I'm gonna answer
Okay, I'm gonna take it
sophisticated
down.
rat's answer to that. If they don't have names, how would you find out who they are? So this is what it is. By doing my research, they had to have names for them so that they could do their taxes. So everybody had to have a name. You couldn't just make up a number and a name. That could be any motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
in order to do their taxes, it's another slave schedule. Just for slaves specifically, because you had to claim your slaves and who was who. So they
Right.
put that on a separate document that went to the government. And so those are the slave schedules that you have to hopefully get research. And I've been looking through the ones online, and I haven't been able to just find the connection. One connection, I just haven't sat back down on this and got names and information for
Mm-hmm.
was to
Because slavery
find
was a business, and so yeah, taxes and everything.
yeah was to be able to find a connection of the slave owner. I'm trying to see if my great grandfather, I'm sure he wasn't an only child, so when I find this, I'm trying to find this document. If you give me one moment.
Yeah, take your time.
You don't know where their siblings are. You don't know who his wife is. I'm sure the way they was making slaves fuck and whatnot, that
Yeah.
it's not just he wasn't no only child. You can't make me believe that.
Right. Well, I was gonna say also too, when it comes to marriage, isn't that where the whole jump in the broom thing came from? Because they weren't allowed to get married.
Yes, but they do have marriages. I can show you right now. I can
Oh,
pull
okay.
that
They
up.
do show like who was linked together. Okay.
Let me show you. I can pull that up immediately because I just looked at that. They have marriage licenses or marriage records, but this is 1780 to 2002. So this was when it comes open, you can pull it up. Okay,
Okay.
there.
You ready?
This was my great great grandfather. This is what the marriage license looked like. It was just a big ass book. Okay. So they wrote down so and so got married today. And
Mm,
this is 1780 to 2002. So the date, this is 1872. And it's scribble scrabble. And with this, you have like this is him. So I'm like, this name that sounds like her, a relative of his. It looks like it might be his father or uncle or something like that. I have to remember. But it's also
mhm.
the person who signed off on the marriage license. So I was like, So that's
Wow.
his wife. It says Thomas Henning on this day prayed and obtained a license to marry Eliza Halliburton. Now, if there was so lawful cause to obstruct the said marriage for which license is desired, then the obligation will be void to remain in full force and virtue of the law. This was 1872. You see how it's like a 6 and a 72 right there.
Yeah. And down just clarifies. You said marriage license will be available after 1865 or so when slavery ended. That's why it's 67, right? On there.
Right. I'm like, what is it? 1867, 72. Yeah, so this would be after that. I thought I saw one before that because again, this says from 1780 to 2002.
Mm-hmm.
But that's theirs. Okay, you can take this one down.
Okay. Took it down.
That's not right. Make it because they don't care about us. We were things. We were
Mm-hmm.
that hence that's why we didn't have names on the census, you are a piece of property. And they were, and you think about the 2/3 law and all of that, and
Right.
we were property, and that's the way we were inputted in the system as property.
And
I'm
so,
going
did
back
your
to
great 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 grandfather have a last? Eventually, got a last name.
it's Henny.
Henny. Okay,
It's
okay,
on
that's
the
what it was. Okay.
slave master's name.
Right. He took on his name.
So I might have to go to the slave master. I started making a family tree with the slave master. So that's probably where that document
Oh,
because I did that only because, so this is my thinking, right? If my great great grandfather was wheeled out, right?
mhm.
And this man had X amount of slaves, right? That means if I had 12 slaves and I had 6 kids, that I wheeled out 2 slaves to each kid. And there is a probability that one of them is a sibling of my great great grandfather. That's just
Oh,
my thinking.
wow.
Not Henny.
Oh, you didn't say Henny?
No, they've already got
Henning,
somebody.
Henning, ing. Got the ing in it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Thank you.
almost like we're we're and I was looking at some stuff on the internet, on TV, whatever. Um, what is that? The History Channel, or no, it was Netflix today, about Sally Heming and
Thomas
uh,
Jefferson, right?
yeah, Thomas Jefferson. He fucked on that lady and he kept her in a little cubby hole, like a little basement apartment, would you
Hmm.
say?
Right.
He had like a bunch of kids by her,
Yeah,
and
that one news reporter is related to him. I forgot what his name is, but
but
light skinned dude.
they talk about how the names change
Hmm.
and how on these things the spelling changes, and it makes me think all the time about what if, because
Yeah,
that we it went from an M to an N. Okay,
right.
so here's one document. I'm getting closer to what I'm looking for, but this is a document to read.
Okay, let me pull it up. But yeah, that's why I was all like, okay, well, I wonder if the Vaughn name that I was talking about, if that was just like a name that somebody was like, okay, we're gonna change it to this, and
It
that's why no
happens.
Vaughns came up on my ancestry.
It happens, but you really have to dig deep. So and you start off with the relatives that you know and start putting them in there, and it'll start linking back and back and back. This
Mm,
one says Joseph B. Henning agreed to give each hand the following named wages of part of the crop for their hire for the year 1866. I will give to each hand that will do a good able hands work half of the cotton and half of the corn that they make. They are to tend 1 acre of sweet potatoes and 3 acres of peas. The
mm.
the house, let me uh the house the same for me. and I agree to find work animals and feed for them and tools to work with, and they are to take good care of them. And I am to keep and furnish to them meat and meat rations for each hand and his or her family, that they are to pay the customary price that meat and meal sells at in the town of Jackson for the same. At the end of the year, out of the proceeds of what they may make on my farm for the hire of said hands, and they are to clothe themselves and pay their doctor's bill, and each hand to lose the time that they may lose from the regular agreed hours of work at 75 cents per day.
Wow.
Signed by them. And these are all, that's January 13th, 1866. And that's all of the slaves, basically, because they still were slaves, as far as I'm concerned. They were free, but this is turning over to sharecropping.
Yeah. And so, question: so, did the slaves actually sign that, or
Yes,
the
these are
free?
their signatures
Oh,
on
okay.
this right hand side.
Mm, okay.
So all of these people with the same last name, this is what I'm looking at. There has to be a chance that maybe these people were related to my great great grandfather.
Wow. Somebody in there. Yeah.
So take this down, and I'm gonna
Okay.
keep searching for the next page. You're welcome. Like for me, since I started this, and it's been a year, I keep
Hmm.
going back and forth with this, and I talked with my family. And one of the matriarchs, she's in her 90s, and she probably and will pass on. It's a matter of time, right?
Right.
Um, because she's deteriorating. My dad, he's 79. He has dementia, so he's our only going to remember so much.
Oh, right. Oh,
But
sorry about that.
every now and then he tells me stuff. Like I didn't know he sharecropped with his dad. Like he was like, yeah, I went out there with my daddy, and I've worked the fields with him, and did tobacco, and I was like, what? When are you just
Right.
gonna tell
So he
this?
still like remembers certain things. So
Yeah,
it's like just trying to get that out of him when he,
yeah.
remembers and stuff. Yeah.
And so then there's, that part, because that was then, and he's from a rural part of Arkansas. And during that time,
Mm,
it's still rural to this day, that was
right.
the way of life. So me and my cousin, he makes movies. And we were talking and we found so many family secrets I found like my aunties and uncles, I really didn't know them. And it's a vast age difference. Like you're talking about 9 kids. The oldest is in her 90s. Everybody else in between has died, other than my dad and his little sister, who's in her
Oh,
early 60s. So you're talking about 30 years that one family was having kids.
right.
And that's
Dang.
a lot of secrets, kids, not knowing people, not knowing, I just didn't know them. Arkansas, I have to remember, it's not Newport. Was that
Yeah.
somebody else?
And Stephanie, I have to figure out exactly where my lineage is in Arkansas too, but I just know Arkansas.
It's not
Um
that
I,
far from Little Rock.
I
I'll tell you when I
also
keep looking at these.
my great I do have a great uncle on my mom's side, and I haven't. I mean, I talk every blue moon, but I have to try to get in contact with him and see if he knows more information and stuff like that too. Because he's like on my mom's side, he's literally like the last one. It's gone like after him, nothing.
Right. So my
So
cousin
I
was
need
like,
to.
how many people are going through these same types of things that we're going through? And so he wants us to make
Right.
like a documentary of this type of stuff so that maybe we can help other people who are in the same predicaments that we are and teach them how to find things, or it's just therapeutic to talk about what your family is going through.
Right. Because I
You can
didn't
pull
even
this
think
one up.
about how to. Okay, I can pull the next one. Okay.
So
Okay.
as you can see on the side that says February 6th, 1854. And it's amazing how they have this, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is Lauderdale County, Tennessee. Um, so I'm gonna read this best as I can. Okay. I'm a little
Because I know it's hard for you to see it because it's hard for us to see it.
I, John Henning of the county of Lauderdale in the state of Arkansas, do much something and declare this to be the last will and testament hereby I guess vacating and making void all former wills. Ain't it good while we got print now? That by me at the time made. I will, and I want to say evict, I don't know, that my shit, I don't know. Collateral have all of my just debts as soon as after my death, as I don't know, I'm guessing
Yeah,
irreconcilable.
I can't even see what that says.
Yeah, this cursive. Prior to my marriage with Sarah Lofton, my newest wife, or whatever wife, in the city of, I don't know, somewhere where
Yeah, I can't make that out.
where she is the something county in the state of Tennessee, the state of, therefore we mutually out something night of the blah 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 contract. I don't care about his wife, which is the contract, and this is about his divorce. And we're gonna fast forward through this because he married like 3-4 times. Okay,
Oh, God damn.
all right. This basically, this is about his hoes. Okay, and so he left the money. I do know that. Okay,
Oh, okay, that's the
um,
gist of it.
yeah. I declare that my execution after my decease should be my wife somebody's use of all, because I've seen this more than once, difference in laying the said debt of 800 and something dollars to the blank somebody, say out of majority, blah 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 blah. This is why they didn't put this on this page. I wanted to go back. Okay, so fast forward. City of Memphis, County of Shelby is the first one. Okay, yes, and they are still in Memphis to this day.
Okay, they're still
Uh,
in Memphis.
I
Okay.
have family in Memphis. We're gonna go visit Memphis. It's not too far from. I'll get the details about that in a minute. Which somebody had an affair, and more
Mm.
sadly arrive at the great decision of my something. And I don't know what this word is. Oshiv of what each one of my divorces have occurred at something. I have made a statement of, how did they read this?
Right.
Of
Oh, I
what
love
I
that
have
show,
wrote off
John.
to my children. Okay, I have already given to Richard G. Henning 7 Negroes. Here we go to the meat of it. The
Not 7
valuation.
Negroes.
He gave him 7 Negroes. The valuation of something far included the amount that I will be able to give other children, or far exceeded the amount that I will be able to give to other children, and count. I don't know. Corporately, I have given him nothing. I already gave him a whole bunch of money, so I ain't giving him shit else. That's what that said. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
ain't
what
get
that says.
because I ain't giving the other kids nothing. Right? I ain't giving the other kids nothing. I have already given off Joseph B. Henning. This is my great great grandfather's slave owner. A tract of land containing acres from something I gave in his, and you see this is inked out or whatever. From right something. Okay, that's $800. A Negro man named Bob, valued at $850. A Negro boy named Thomas, valued at $450, making it that able was at $5,100. Okay. And
Wow.
so this is what started hitting me as you valued a person. No, they didn't end up in Florida. There, some of them are here. They were in Arkansas and Tennessee. I have a whole settlement in Tennessee. This what hit me when I looked at this is that people had numbers to them. They really were
Right. They were a price tag.
right. I have already given Daniel a cash amount of dollars, $1,000. A Negro boy named something, valued at $450, making this $1,400. I've already given off to, I guess that's Samuel G. Henning, a Negro named, I don't know what the name is. I have to look at another document. Valued at $700, cash at one time, $600, and thereafter $225, and then another $75, making his cash is $1,100.
Right.
Then I gave William 100 acres of land, valued at $600, and you give money. So this is his will. So when I say I feel like I have to track each and every one of these 6, 7 kids.
Yeah, track each one down.
Because they each had slaves from him. And back then they didn't care if they separated your family.
Right. And then I always think, like, did they keep like an actual record of like all of them?
They do. Those are called the slave schedules.
Okay, they did keep a record of all of them. Okay.
But they're, even when you find that, so take this one down.
Okay.
If even if you find that, there is still a chance that you've lost somebody because they kill people, or they hide people, or they just put up misinformation, right?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
So this man, Joseph, I found out Joseph, his family, they're German.
Oh, okay, German. That's what your lineage is, Germany.
Well, that's what them white folks' lineage is.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
let's be clear.
Yeah, let's be clear.
Let's be clear. That's where that name comes from.
I don't know, like you might have some German in you, but not willingly in you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So
Just like I think
far,
it was like I'm 13% European.
well, I've done my research. It doesn't have any. I'm more Nigerian than anything, according to DNA test, but also to my research so far. You know, he was a pastor. Like that mean anything, but he
Right.
wasn't fucking
If
on
you
the
don't.
slaves. He didn't
Oh,
fuck anybody, you know, and have any babies. So, what happened was he had a young wife and he had the children, but he ended up going back to Germany. And she took the slaves and brought them. She had the son, and the son was the slave owner, and the dad went back to Germany and he died in Germany.
wow.
It's deep.
Yeah, so I didn't know that some of them actually went back over there.
Well, that's this guy, and I questioned, well, why did he go back? Was he exiled back? Was he an illegal alien? You know, because
Yeah, like what exactly happened?
I have to look back at the
Because
paperwork.
why
If
would you
I'm
want to
not
give up your property, like basically your whole livelihood, to go back to? Yeah,
But he didn't really give it up. You know, he came. I think he was in the Carolinas, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and look over this because it's been quite a while since I
right.
looked at it. And he arrived in the Carolinas and he, you know, had the child. And he was like 50 and the girl was 23. Yeah, she was like a kid. So
Ooh,
that's who he married. And like I said, she had a baby by him. And then thereafter she had the baby, he ended up having to go back to Germany while the boy was young. But guess what? The boy was young, but because of laws, the boy was in charge and was left whatever material things that Mr. Henning owned. It went to the child and not the wife. So she was like the overseer of the child, but the child was still the boss until he got grown up to be the boss. So this is all kind of fucked up shit.
yeah,
Patriarchy, racism, it all falls in there. And
oh,
so they went from the Carolinas to Georgia. They went from Georgia to Tennessee. So I'm not for certain right now where Thomas came from. I don't think he came from Tennessee. Did he come from Georgia? Did he come from the Carolinas?
right. Where exactly did he come from?
And I may never find out.
Oh, wow. Damn, that is crazy.
So during this process, it made me understand why Malcolm X is Malcolm X.
Mhm.
For sure. You know, we don't have a name.
Right,
He didn't get that name until he was emancipated. And they chose that name, but that ain't your name.
right. That's so true. It's not, you know, this is what was given to us. Oh, man. It's like crazy, like you going through, all the records and stuff like that, because like you honestly kind of just, how do I put this? You just live day to day, but you never really like think and like actually just your history and everything like that. You know what I mean? Like you
Mm-hmm.
don't go like, damn, like just thinking about your ancestors and the stuff that they've been through. Like you really don't just like when you see it on paper, it's different.
Very different. Very different. So I'm going to give you this quip.
Oh, okay.
The
Let me
movie
know.
Roots. And I'm talking about the original movie. And you can actually pull this up on your screen if you want to. Alex Haley.
Okay. Do you want me to pull it up?
Sure.
Okay.
Pull up. Not on mine.
Oh
I mean, I could do it. I could.
no, it's fine. It's just go ahead and explain what you.
Matter of fact, I think I will.
Oh, okay. You are gonna pull it up.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. Just let me know when you're ready. Mm.
Share this tab instead. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, is that a house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's
This
that?
is the Alex Haley Museum. And that right next to the house is his grave. Okay.
Mm.
And this is in Tennessee. Let me see. Can we? Well, that's probably a YouTube video. I don't want to get struck or whatever. Let's click on this. They redid this website. Okay, so this is the Alex Haley Museum, established in 1986. It is in a little place called Henning, Tennessee. This is his house. This is where he was buried. This is where he did the genealogy in order to create the movie Roots. And the reason why I gave that quip is there's a little town called Henning, Tennessee.
Yeah, and that's the last name.
Which is named after Joseph Bonham Henning. Not Joseph, his brother, John.
John.
Hold on. Let me. It's a very small town. Established in 1873. So that was shortly thereafter the Emancipation Proclamation, when they had to free the slaves. So when you look at the end of the movie Roots, especially The Next Generation, when they left the plantation, many of them moved to Henning, Tennessee to create a new life. And that is why also they named themselves after the slave owner, Henning, in the Hennings. So by proxy, that is my name because I have a direct slave connection. And I have heard stories over the years that I have a connection to Alex Haley, and gotta be if he's over there, and they all live there in Henning, Tennessee. So they say our connection is by Chicken George. So I'm still trying to shuffle through all of these hundreds of people to get the direct connection as to how I would be related to Alex Haley. And if I find the direct connection to Alex Haley, then I'll be damned. Then that would take me to some connection to Kunta Kinte and to the country of Africa and my direct descendants.
That's wild.
So this reads, Henning is a town in Lauderdale County, Tennessee, United States. The population was 945 in 2010 census. Founded in the late 1800s, the town is named after a prominent businessman and railway official, William H. Henning, in the infamous Battle of Fort Pillow. A Civil War victory for the Confederates took place near Henning. Here, nearly 300 Black troops serving the Union Army were massacred after surrendering by the Confederates under the command of General Nathan Bedford Forrest. The Confederate refusal to treat these troops as traditional prisoners of war infuriated the North and led the Union's refusal to participate in prisoner exchanges. Union survivors' accounts, later supported by federal investigation, concluded that African American troops were massacred by Forrest men after surrendering. In 1900, a local black man, Anderson Gauze, was lynched by a mob. So it's a town of 1.3 square miles.
Mm.
So it is an hour away from Memphis.
Okay, it's an hour away from Memphis.
Memphis is the biggest town right next to it. So guess what? When people started moving to the big city, they moved to Memphis. This says John Henry Barbie, blues guitarist known for his connection to Chicago blues scene. Ramon Foster, offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Erie P. Halliburton, founder of Halliburton Company, the world's second largest oil field service company, was born here. And look, me looking at this, look. So Halliburton, did we not hear that name? I just learned something just now. Halliburton is my great grandmother's last name. That is her family. Now, who would have thought, baby? They ain't gonna give you $2, but goddamn. Now I gotta go down the Halliburton wheel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alex Haley, author best known for Roots, Pulitzer Prize, 1976. An acclaimed television miniseries, Henning was his boyhood home. And Jack Hickman, Major League Baseball outfielder, and Noah Lewis, jug band performer. It's not a large town at all. It has one primary school, 2 elementary schools, 1 middle school, 1 junior high school, and 2 high schools.
Wow. So it's still even like a small town.
Somebody said, "Who this lady?" Papa, who this man?
Wow, that is crazy.
And I have a lot of richness in my family. I am also in the lineage of the AME church. So let me find Herman William H. Henning. Okay, he is one of the founders. And
of the church?
Yeah, the AME. He was one of the pioneers.
Wow.
Of the let me see. Let me find the pictures. Pioneers of the AME church. And hence he has a lineage of children that are like very heavy in the AME church. So even I'm Pastor P, and who'd have thought it was handed down generation to generation of all of these pastors, everything be in your bloodline, even when you're not looking for it.
Yeah. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go through mine and look at it. Because when I looked at it, I was just looking at the first, second cousins and all that stuff. I didn't really look into all of this that you found. Like you were able to go all the way back.
It just kept, what happens is when you start looking for one thing, it keeps suggesting people. Do you know this person? Is it a possibility that you could know this person, right? And then apparently on one piece of my family, there is somebody who was actually paid to do the lineage. And so
Oh,
it connected who I was looking for to the people that they had already found. And
right.
so
Because they
it
were
just,
already working on it.
yeah, it always compounds. It was like you see the information, it looks the same. Some people have pictures. That's
Right.
why I try to put pictures on mine. The
Yeah.
ones
Cammy
that
has a question. Do you feel like you guys look alike
I don't know.
from like your family
Not
members and
really.
stuff that you? No. Oh, okay.
Not really. I mean, it is what it is. Um, it's just it's so much to go through. Cause see, that's like Herman is. Let me go back. He is.
And you said you started last year, right?
Yeah, over a year ago. I do it and then I stop.
Oh, okay, okay. So you just
Then,
okay, okay.
then I go back and
I
then I
was like,
stop.
damn, this gonna take me a year.
It takes a lot of time. You know, I'll be working on a
Right,
day and
right,
I'll
right.
say
It is
this,
a
this,
lot of
this.
time. Yeah.
Then I'll step away from it for like a month or so. And then I come back, you know, then the price, then the bill come. I'm like, oh, let me get back on this shit. You know,
You're right.
let me get my money's worth. Herman would be my great uncle. Yeah. So
Okay, your
he's the
great uncle.
brother of my grandfather. So my grandfather let me pan out. Let me look at this. 1, 2. Wait a minute. No, is it? Oh, yeah, they got different daddies and mamas. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It was 11 of them,
Mm.
including my grandfather. She said 15 years off and on. Ooh, child.
Wow.
That's a long time. So yeah, my dad is one of 9, really 8 that stayed living, but the 9th one was born. So my dad is one of 9. His father is one of 11. And then his father is one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
And
Okay.
then that's my great great grandfather. And I don't know. I have nothing.
Right.
But he married Eliza Halliburton. So
Right. Which the
maybe
name
one of
that you
her kids,
connected. Yeah.
one of her kids gotta be the Halliburtons. And I didn't know anything about like who my great grandfather married, but it comes out, and this is weird, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna find some weird shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we all have like the same names over and over again in my family, so I get these people confused. I.e., my grandfather's name is George Henry, and
Mm-hmm.
his dad's name is Henry George.
Oh, reverse. Yeah.
But he has siblings that are Henry George, you know, and so all of them got the same.
Oh, so a lot of people have the same name.
Yes,
Yeah.
they have the same namesakes, male and female. So
Dang.
the thing is, when I did some of this research and you look at the census schedules, it'll be like a Henning married a Henning. And I'm like, ain't that incest? The fuck? Then I realized that don't mean nothing, that they had the last name because they took the last name of the slave owner. That don't
Right.
mean that they was really
They're
related.
related. Yeah. They
And
all
so
just got the same damn name. Yeah.
they just happen to have the same name. And then they got married and had some more kids. So in that Halliburton, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so my grandfather, my great great grandfather, was born in 1824. So he was born in slavery, and he married Eliza Halliburton, which is spelled one way. But my grandfather named Elizabeth, these Eliza, that was a different way of saying Elizabeth. I thought they were misspelling it all these times. And their names was Eliza. And her dad's name, which they tagged it, is Isaac Halliburton, spelled the different way. But it's also saying that her mom's name could be Anna Henning.
Mm.
It's still a Henning and a Halliburton, but two different families.
Yeah, but two different families. Yeah. So they
Which
could
is
be
weird.
connected, yeah, in a way too.
Why people gotta be so disrespectful? If you don't, you bored, get your ass on the fuck up out of here.
Oh, they got blocked. They got blocked
I
immediately.
see.
Yeah.
He was ignorant. This just
Yeah.
not
I'm
the
talking
show
about
for
finding my
you.
goddamn grandpappy and they want to be fucking stupid. I don't have time
Like if
for
we
it.
was talking
Oh,
about
well,
somebody's
you
mama
know
in a
what? Since
bad
I'm
way,
cussing, yeah, I'm already getting to cussing. So yeah, it's time to wrap up the show. But
I will
Princess, yeah,
definitely
I'm
give you
definitely
some
gonna have to
tips.
get connected with you, yeah, to get your help on this too, because like I said, like I can, I'm just trying to find my grandpappy. I ain't trying to go all the way back, but I mean, if I do, then that'd be great, to go back and trace it.
It ends up being fun because that's not what I was looking for when I started doing this. And like I said, you just sit there one day. I just started and I was there for hours before I knew it. I think I was supposed to go live that day or something like that. And I just was sitting there looking at artifact. Is the artifacts that make it so interesting. Um, Looking at the real handwriting of people and how America was formed, and it gives you a sense of identity. And I think that was part of what I was missing as well, is I didn't know who I was, and I didn't realize that I really didn't know who I was until I looked at it and I really started going into it, that I had no idea who my family was.
Right.
Yeah, Eli Dolores. Yeah, that was the quip I was going to say. My aunt, I didn't even know my other aunt is living. I used to always be with my cousin's grandmother, and I call her Auntie Liz. And I started doing the paperwork, and I'm trying to correct it. And I'm like, why they keep calling her Eliza? These white people's too lazy to write Elizabeth. Come to find out, my aunt tells me her name really was Eliza, and when she moved to Chicago, she changed her name to Elizabeth. So they didn't have all of the formal writings that we have now and typewriters and all that.
Right.
That it just turned to Elizabeth because she said so.
Yeah, she said so. Like, shit, my name Elizabeth. Hey, that's something that's crazy. You like, shit, my name Elizabeth, so that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, Geo is short for George. Oh, had me confused. Wow. So it's a lot of that. Yeah, I knew that, but a lot of people change like either the whole name or they just changed like a certain part and was all like, oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna be called now. That is
You can't do that
crazy.
shit now. They be like,
Right, yeah, not now, no. Especially on Facebook, if you don't have your real name up there, yeah, they get rid of you. That's crazy. But Princess, thank you so much for coming up and sharing that. I really do appreciate that. Even that one person was bored, that's on them. I wasn't bored with it.
you you welcome. I hope this helps somebody. I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing.
Yeah. Oh, and you got your paper to do by midnight, right?
Not paper. I'm just doing a homework assignment. I just got a few more
Oh, it's
uh
something you can handle
questions
up
to
that.
answer, and I'll be good. I'll be googling the answers half the time anyway. So
All right. Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that.
no problem.
All
Bye,
right. Have a good
y'all.
night. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, and thank you guys. Yeah, I didn't care. I just was going block. I just blocked that one person. I was like, it's not even worth going back and forth about. I'm over here trying to find my goddamn grandpappy, and you want to be ignorant. Anyway, thank you, Princess, for coming up, and thank you for sharing that information. I learned a lot. Um, Congrats, House of Princess. You have so much for your. Yes, I know she did amazing work. like I said, I just looked to see who my second cousins and all that stuff was. I didn't even know you could even do all that on there. So yeah, I definitely got to look back into my ancestry and see what's going on. And thank you guys for the advice too. Like I said, when I talked to my mom about it, and also like, you know what? I wonder, should I do a video on this and try to see if somebody can, find my grandpappy. So yeah, so thank you guys for being here. I love every single one of y'all. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to my members. Thank you to everybody just for showing me so much love. Um, yeah, I appreciate it. And so I don't know if I'm gonna get any backlash from my family for doing this, but it is what it is. Like I said, I want to know and my mom wants to know. So, that's it at the end of the day. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I don't know if I'm gonna do another live or not tonight. I just kind of want to sit and marinate on this for a minute, but I'll let y'all, yeah, y'all get a notification. Y'all know. But anyway, deuces, y'all. Love y'all. We out.